Good day, good morning, or good evening, humans of Earth, Rahu. Sometimes you may wonder if you're doing the right thing to help Earth to go into the next step of its evolution, of its civilization at a level of interstellar civilization. Well, you probably do if you already ask yourself the question, what can I do to help this future to come faster? What can I do to become elevated, as they say, faster, better? Well, you know, the fact you already asked these questions, you are already triggering the algorithm of your life. Everything in the universe is geometry. And it's a very, very special type of geometry, which is frequency geometry. Every shape, every formula generates frequencies. This is how the structure, the lattice of this universe is made. Thought influences the organization of the different elements together on this lattice. You can call it the space-time continuum, the fabric of space-time. It is the same thing. It is a holographic, geometric frequency lattice, something that may be difficult to apprehend with your mind when you are not used to merge together different perspectives in the science of the understanding of how the universe works. The universe is a component of a greater structure that is the multiverse, that is the creation of Source. Source doesn't exist in a point in time or in space. Source is out of the fabric of space-time, as we would say. It is out of the lattice. Why? Because it creates the lattice. Source creator is the singularity point, but a singularity point that is very special and unique, as Source is, because it hasn't any phase conjugation. This is an origin point, not a vortex point, okay, not a transformation point. It's not a stargate or a wormhole or black hole. Source is the origin, singularity of everything. A singularity with only one direction, one conjugation. And this is the point from where everything is created. And all of the life created in this universe has direct connection with it. Because all consciousness and all life created in this universe is a fractal of this energy, this consciousness, this singularity point, and the greater creative consciousness that lives in it is able to fractal itself to outshoot life and consciousness from it. So you are all, as are all things created in the multiverse, in the fabric of space-time, you are all a fractal of this creator source, this creator consciousness. And because it creates space and time as well, it is out of time. It means that this singularity never ever started to exist in a linear time. Neither it will stop to exist in a linear time. It is eternal, it is infinite, and everything that comes from it was never created and would never die. This is very difficult sometimes to be understood. But it is not to be understood with the mind. It is to be understood with the heart. Because this is from the heart that you have the connection with the singularity, with the creation. So when you think about something to happen into your reality, the reality you create, you become the creator. You interface with source and you create. You create life, you create situations, and you modify the fabric of space-time. You modify the lattice, you rearrange the elements, the atoms, or the particles of consciousness. You can influence the people around you. You can influence your planet, the environment, the weather, the wind, the rain, the clouds to part, the clouds to come. You can do all these things because when you focus on the fractal seed of source within your heart, you are able to use its creative power. Yes, you are able to do this. And this is the greatest secret that the enemies of this planet have tried to hide from you. That you have the power to modify your reality, and especially the children. Because when the maturity, the sexual maturity occurs, there is something chemical that happens in the brain, and you choose a direction. You may choose to embrace this ability to create, or you may choose to shut it down. And with the education systems that have been put in place by the enemies of humanity, these abilities have been really shut down, and they have been working to shut them down. But the thing is, they never really succeeded in general, because the nature, the very nature of all life is to be connected to its creator. So you never lose the connection. You can shut it down, you can cover it, you can blur it, and you can jam it, but it will never, ever, ever stop. It will never, ever stop to exist, as source never, ever stops to exist. You are source. You are a fractal of source. And you may hear now narratives that are spread by the enemies of humanity, saying that only a few % of humans on Earth have a soul. Wrong, and how false is this? Everything, even the very rocks, have consciousness. There is on Earth no humans without the consciousness. Okay, this is a manipulative narrative that is made to make you believe that suddenly some lives are more worthy than others, and that when you are told this person doesn't have a soul, you can kill this person without guilt. Kill this person. You know, this is what it is meant to do, to allow you to do. In dark medieval ages on this planet, you had these narratives set up that would tell you animals have no soul. Women have no soul. You remember this. It's embedded in your history. Read and understand what's hiding behind the classical history you've been told. What are the messages? What are the psyops? There has been a really terrifying, frightening, horrible, horrendous period of humanity during the Second World War, where people I will not name here because of the really low frequency have been convincing populations and masses under the edgery of a leader that some races were more pure than others. And they have convinced people to do genocides. And that has been one of the darkest periods of humanity. There had been others, but this one was particularly horrible and dark. You can ask yourself, how did the masses complied to these people to accept the fact that it was okay to kill others? Because they had no soul. Because they were not worthy, because they were not the elected ones or the purest one. Whenever you hear the elected ones, run away. Run away from these narratives on the people who spread this, the chosen ones, the elected ones, the ones with the right DNA. This is wrong. Everyone is equal. The difference of DNA is diversity. It's called diversity. It's not called superiority or inferiority. It's called diversity. And diversity is equality of all souls, of all beings, of all consciousness, of all state of being. So this is an important message I want to convey to you today. You can change your reality. You can change the fabric of space-time. You can change time itself. This planet is not going to split in two. This planet is going to evolve, is evolving, it has started already, into a higher frequency of consciousness, into a higher understanding. And frequency of consciousness is what propels this whole world together as an entity into a future that is fantastic. Everyone that hears that this planet needs to be destroyed before being reorganized, this comes from the saying, order from chaos, and that is created by a very, very, very dark organization that's been ruling this planet since a long time. I will not name them, but make your own research with this order from chaos. You will recognize them. They are the destroyer of this world. They are those who spread confusion, division, and want humanity to be remaining enslaved and mainly decimated. These ones are losing. The darkness and all those working for it are losing. Now I'm going to tell you something even deeper, more profound, deeper and higher. Because as you go deeper, you go higher in frequency. It works for every living forms, every soul. It works for this planet behind me. This thing is the perspective of Source Creator. In the perspective of Source Creator, everything created has a purpose, a dynamics. Source, although unique singularity, unique creator consciousness, is dual. Not in gender, no, nothing to do with it. Dual and binary in its dynamics of creation destruction. This is necessary to make evolution goes forward. This is why the humans and all binary species that includes, that is built as masculine, feminine polarities, binary polarities, are especially powerful creators because they have the duality in source within them and within their species. This plugs them to the greater alchemy of the universe, the sacred union as we call it on Earth, but also the dynamics creating energy, movement, life. And so civilizations are drawn to embrace the polarity of destruction or the polarity of creations. That's how empires fight together. It's also worthy at an individual level. You may be drawn to choose the path of destruction to serve the purpose of source. And you may be drawn to serve, to follow the path of creation to serve the purpose of source. All of this to say that you are all equals, whether you spread destruction or creation. Destruction is horrible. It's destruction. But this is in the greater scheme of source. Now, you may find around you people who are confused, and in confusion, is pain. And pain generates destructive actions, first against ourselves, if we feel pain, if we entertain pain, if you live in pain, we destroy ourselves. Okay? And by destroying ourselves, we generate a frequency of destruction and we destroy everything around us. You can get out of pain by healing. And getting out of pain, you will get out of confusion, because getting out of pain, you suddenly gain clarity. How to get out of pain? By embracing the cause of the pain. Go and find it. Why are you hurting? Why are you hurting? Well, this is the key. This is your singularity, where you will switch polarity into becoming a creative being. But behold, when you will become a creative being and bring balance in this world, somewhere else in the universe, the balance will act that someone will switch into or will be born into destructive pattern, because this is the balance of the universe. We are all meant to fight for this balance. And this is worthy from level 1 to 13, because source itself is binary in destructive and creative process. So when you think something, be it destructive, be it creative, you influence, you alter the web of reality, the lattice of the universe, the lattice of your own reality, the reality you create. This is why we are encouraging you all to have good thoughts, to develop love within your heart, because love connects you directly to source, and suddenly you see the greater perspective, which is this greater perspective. The oneness. The oneness. And in oneness is power. It is like all things. In oneness you are creator. Fire, trigger, is a tool for evolution. If you happen to have people hating you for no reason, it is because your light triggers their own darkness. And feel honored to be a trigger, a sort of fire, to help these souls saving themselves by spitting out the darkness out of them. It is an honor to be useful to other people in that way too. So focus on shining your own light. And by shining your own light, you will illuminate the darkness. And this is how you propel this planet into the greater future you've always dreamt for it to be. You are creators. You are wonderful. You are so powerful. And stop listening to those who try to put you down, to tell you that you're worth nothing, that you have no power. They are liars. On behalf of the Galactic Federation of Worlds, which I am representing, we are encouraging you to love yourself, connect to Source, and change this planet yourself, as we are expecting you to do. And you will.